Hey guys, what's going on? Have you heard the recent news? You probably have if you follow Tribes Ascend. Basically, Hi-Rez wants to come back to Tribes. Not in a full support way, but the idea is basically they want to leave Tribes in a little bit better state than they previously did. So the irony of this is basically that the left Tribes Ascend to work on its Smite, because Smite was, growing. And they basically followed the money path, and I kind of don't blame them for following the success and whatnot, but Tribes just was left in a really awkward place, and that was very unfortunate. But they now want to come back, and the irony of it is that they left because of Smite, and supposedly they're coming back because Smite and Paladin is doing really successful. So Paladin, if you don't know, is a new game which has not even been in beta, is probably in closed alpha, and somehow it's actually doing successful. I don't know what that means. Anyway, so they're coming back, and they have not really made promises, which I suppose is a good thing, because every time they have said something, we have kind of held them for that words, and we have been like, why have you not done this? Why have you not done what you said you'd do? And at the moment, they're not really giving a lot of description on what they are planning to do, apart from just a couple of bug fixes, and then basically kind of going back to Tribes 2, I suppose, in terms of Tribes Ascend has 9 classes, so they want to cut that down to 3 classes. So currently Tribes works this way: 9 classes, and then you have 3 armor types: medium, heavy, and light armor types. So they want to just completely remove the class system and go back to armor types. So basically what would happen is that any light class would be able to equip any light class weapons, and then the same goes for heavy, and then the same goes for medium class, but that almost sounds too broken, because Tribes Ascend, although not a very balanced game, is balanced around having these individual classes. So for example, if a heavy can equip X1 LMG and Devastator Spin Fuser from the Brute, XN LMG from the Juggernaut, Fusion Motor Deluxe from Juggernaut, and then maybe a really good situational type of belt item from either Juggernaut or something like Fractal or Sticky from Brute, or maybe even Mines from Doombringer, and then for a pack they could equip something like the survivability or whatever it is for the Brute that gives you extra grenade and health, or the Rezen one from Juggernaut, which is really good. So it just sounds a little bit too broken, and the idea is also, from what they have been saying, is that heavy classes will be allowed to have 4 weapons. Like, this sounds like it's gonna have problems, a lot of problems. So I don't think there is need to talk about a lot of it, about what they said and about this particular topic, because if those things were to happen, like the setup I just gave you, it just would break everything. And so for that reason, I think they're gonna cut back a couple of weapons. Maybe they're probably gonna introduce some kind of branching system, so if you have X1 LMG, you may not be able to equip another weapon or something like that. So I don't see it as having, okay, all the heavies get all the heavy weapons. I don't think that's gonna happen, and that may be actually a good thing. So in the PTS is supposed to come out in next week or 2. It should be interesting where they start with, and I'm really looking forward to where they end up coming. And this kind of changes Tribes altogether, because like all the videos I did, everybody did, just doesn't matter anymore. One of the things that I really liked about making Tribes videos, I started out by making funny type of videos. Like, they were not really funny, but I was doing the quotation, but you can't really see that. When I started out, they're not really funny, but I think they progressed into something decent afterward. And along the way, I started doing tutorial types of videos, and those tutorial types of videos have been useful, I would assume, and they have not really changed. Like, something that I made 2 years ago is still valid today, but it's not gonna be it is very much likely that it is not going to be valid a month from now. So that is kind of worrying. Part of the reason I don't really make videos on something like Smite is because by the time I make videos, like, the entire game already changes. Like, I was working on an arena video because I want to publish gameplay videos for the games that I'm playing. But the issue, what happens is that I'm working on a video, and by the time I'm done with it, or by the time I feel like publishing it, the game mode has a different map, the god is completely changed, the kit is completely changed, the numbers are absolutely changed, everything is changed, and I don't feel like making videos anymore. So I think that might be happening for the next couple of months. It should be interesting. I don't know, what do you guys think about it? About all that is happening? And another thing of concern is that a lot of people are bringing up is that why would you come back after 2 years? And I think the official statement has been just what I basically said. Smite is doing good, so they have, I guess, enough money to come back. But the kind of the issue I had is that 2 years ago they were supposed to ship a map. Cataracts, Harris Keep was working on it, and then they didn't, even though it was pretty much finalized because, you know, the Screw Tribes and community or whatever, and they didn't even spare a developer or two to be working on Tribes when they had enormous amount of people working on Smite. Well, they had pretty much everybody working on Smite, and that's fine. I suppose they have grown a little bit. I don't think it's just growing as a company. Maybe they have actually matured as a company, and maybe they actually want to have a better image. Like, it's definitely that, right? It's gonna improve their image, and I think most importantly is just gonna give them free publicity, because Tribes is such a special game that pretty much everybody who's working on a gaming industry, be it gaming video reviews or something like gaming news website or something like that, pretty much everybody who's in that position has played some form of Tribes in their past. So if anything newsworthy happens regarding this franchise, they're going to report it, and in that process Harris is basically going to get a free plug for their upcoming game Paladin, just like they're getting a free plug during this video, right? So you could look at it from a marketing standpoint, I suppose. I think it's quite possibility. It is quite possible that they might just you know, do a couple of patches and then put one map. I don't think there has been any more talk about multiple maps. I think it's just one map. Maybe they have. I know Kate was working on multiple maps because I remember she showed multiple maps on his stream. So hopefully they have those. But it might be that a couple of patches and then they might just say, hey, we support a game even after 3 years. That may be the whole reason they're doing it. But at the same time, I was reading what Harrison was saying, and he seems really genuine about a lot of things, but here's kind of the thing. He's not the person in charge. I don't think he is. He's in charge of what is going on with Tribes, and it makes sense to put somebody who's really passionate about the game. But at the same time, if somebody was to call off Tribes, it's namely Ares or maybe in Todd, but I think Todd actually likes Tribes. So if the higher up decided to call off Tribes, it's not like Sean is going to be able to stop it or something like that. So the idea is always that they could be doing it for PR. They could just be doing it because they genuinely enjoy it, or they just want to improve their, you know, image, which again ties back to PR. Regardless, we're getting a patch, and it should be interesting. You guys might want to come back. I personally have kind of a mixed feeling about it. I think it's a good thing, but at the same time, something like that, this should have happened really long time ago. I think they could have always spared a developer or two at any given time, but they just kind of did not. It just felt like they were holding grudge against the community, and now they were being a little bit sympathetic, a little bit, you know, apologetic, which is something I just absolutely never expected from Average, to be honest. Like, it was always, you guys are pricks, and by you I mean the Tribes community. You guys are really obnoxious. You guys are really demanding. You guys are, I don't know what is the right word I'm trying to figure out. You guys are basically jerks. Okay, and now that has shifted away towards like basically, I was reading Harrison's comment and it was basically a whole bunch of I am sorry. And it just felt really weird because I just did not expect that. And it was, you know, he was basically talking about how he wanted the game to be in a better state, and he was also talking about how he wanted to leave the game in a better state, so it's not going to be continuous support for a really long time. They're not even planning that, they just want to put some things together. And one of the things that worries me whenever Hi-Rez does a patch, and this is because of what they have done in the past, is basically that every time a patch comes around, something breaks. Like, I'm not kidding, something major breaks. Regardless, I'm excited about this patch. Hopefully something good comes out of it. I was kind of getting bored of tribes in a way, in a sense that not the game itself, not the mechanics itself, because something like this cannot be found anywhere else on this planet. Right now, Tribes is extremely unique, and there are some other games like Legion and so forth, but they personally, I don't know why I tried them. They don't appeal to me. Tribes Ascend has a very special place in my heart, and anything that basically resurrects or brings some more people into the game would be fun, because particularly because I play during the afternoon and so forth, and non-peak time. During those time, basically the only server that I can play on is 24/7 Stonehenge. So it would be nice to basically go back to, I don't know, Arx Novena. That sounds really good. Maybe even Crossfire. Dry Dock sounds good. Dangerous Crossing sounds good. Anything. Anything besides Blue Sith. Not Blue Sith. Stonehenge. I don't mind the Stonehenge, but I assume a lot of people do. I like Stonehenge, but it's just like you can only play this map so many times, and I have to play Juggernaut every time, because if I don't, pretty much everybody just puts a whole bunch of turrets. Anyway guys, that is all I wanted to talk about in this video. I hope you're as much excited about what is about to happen as I am, and I hope to see you guys in game. Peace.
Our flag is secure. Diamond Sword has our flag. Diamond Sword has secured their flag. We have the Sword as flag. Our flag is secure.